Thanks for deciding to watch the video. Out on the bank, trying to locate these perch as always. I've had quite a lot of questions about lures and rigs. In this one we're going to have a bit of an update, and then we're going to have a really close look at the Cheb Rig, an absolute awesome rig. So I hope it helps someone. If it doesn't, I've enjoyed making it. So yeah, enjoy the video. Enjoy. Well, pleased with him after what's been a bit of a struggle. Not massive, but oh, I'm pleased to see you. With a lot of rainfall, it had been really difficult over the last few weeks, so I was really pleased to see this fish. The perch season had got off to a blinding start with a flurry of good fish. And in this video we're going to talk about the rigs and the lures that some of them were caught on. But little did I know what was coming. Well, you probably can't hear me, but there you go, this is what we're up against at the moment. We've had so much rain. I mean, look at it pushing through. Incredible. Absolutely like chocolate. So coloured, moving so fast. A lure angler's nightmare, really. Almost left no option but to drop onto the lakes. I'm going to have a few casts around, but I can't help but think I'm wasting my time. It's going to be a very tricky couple of weeks for lure anglers, I think. It's picking up all stuff that's hanging in the water as well. Yeah, this is hard work. So it turned out that I was wasting my time. You know, I spent an hour or so in that swim and a few others, having a go, switching things up, trying a few lures, different colours, but no, nothing happening. Looks like the river's going to be really tricky over the next few weeks, at least the next couple of weeks. So there's a couple of things that I would like to do. One is to peel off the river, come back to the house, and go through a few lures and rig bits and take you through my lure bag. I've had a few comments where people are asking about lures and about tactics. And meanwhile, hopefully the river will be sorting itself out. The other thing that I should mention is that this channel is not just about perch. You know, I fish for everything. I'm a bit of an all-rounder. You can expect to see perch, pike, carp, chub, barbel. I like to fish for everything. I'd fish for sprats in a muddy puddle. And with the rivers in such a mess, the obvious thing to do is to drop onto the lakes. And in fact, just before Christmas, I shot a carp fishing session where I was fishing with maggots. That'll be dropped on YouTube within the next 2 weeks. So don't forget to keep an eye out for that. Winter carp fishing with maggots. But for now, let's have a quick look at the lure bag. Yeah, I love my lure bag. I've got 4 trays in the bottom, and at some point we'll go through those in a bit more detail. But what I really want to do is go through some of the combinations in terms of rigs and lures that have worked really well for me. As an angler, I've always liked to keep things simple, and in actual fact there's only 4 setups and rigs really that have worked for me. Those are the Cheb Rig, standard Jig Heads, the Ned Rig, and drop shotting. And in today's video I want to take you through the Cheb Rig, which has been a fantastic rig for me, and it's caught me quite a few nice perch. So let's go through that now. Alright, so I'm out in the garden. I've got all my bits and pieces with me. Let's make up a Cheb Rig. So imagine this is your main line. I've just done a figure of 8 loop knot in the top. The reason I've used that knot, it's strong enough, is because I want a small knot, and I need the weight to be able to pass over the top of it, so I can change the weight and I can change the hook, and I'll show you that in a second. But there's my loop. There is, if you can see, my Cheb weight. Okay,
So the first thing we do is got a pin through the centre of the Cheb weight. I'm just going to pull the pin out. So you can see there I've taken the pin out of the centre of the Cheb weight. I'm just going to put the pin down and I'm going to thread the line through the slot that's in the Cheb weight. You can see it's just passed onto the line nice and easily there. Then I can pick up the pin, which I've got there, and can you see I can now thread the pin onto the loop knot like that. The next thing I want to do is take my weedless hook, which I've got there, and I'm going to thread that onto the clip. So there we go, that is now on the clip, which means the only thing that I'm left to do now is to actually pull the weight down onto the clip to close it up. And there we go. That is your Cheb rig. And you can see how much movement I've got in that rig. Why I use that loop knot rather than a lot of people use these with clips, which I get, you know, you got your fluorocarbon, you got a little clip so you can change what's going on the end. Everyone fishes those, and I get that. I wouldn't fish that. I wouldn't use one of those when I'm using the Cheb rig, because one of the great things about it is being able to change the weight, change the hook. Look, you can see I can just pull that weight off. I can literally just release this clip entirely now, leaving me to, look, I can disassemble the whole thing, which means I can change the hook, I can change the weight. If I want to drop down to a 3 gram weight, or if I want to go up to a 10 gram weight, I can do it very easily. Likewise, if I want to change the hook, you know, I decide to fish with a smaller lure, I can put a smaller hook on, or a bigger lure, a bigger hook, and it gives me that flexibility. What I'm going to do now is show you how to load up the Cheb rig with a few of my favourite lures. I wouldn't leave home without this one. This is the Berkeley Havoc Rocket Korum white, and I'm going to try and show you again. Literally nip it through the top, just let the hook come out like so. So it's a bit like that initially. Pull it round the hook down to the bottom, spin it round there, so you've got something like that. See where the hook's going to come through the lure. I can see it's going to come through there. I can just push that through nicely, and there we go. There it is, all loaded on the Cheb rig, ready to go. We've got loads of coloured water at the moment, so I'll be using this a fair amount while I'm out at the moment. Again, if you want to fish it weedless, you can see I haven't put the point in. You can just tuck it in slightly like that. That's a bit heavy, but yeah, there you go. So just tucked in like that. It's completely weedless now. There you go. This on a Cheb rig works great. It's the Crazy Fish Nimble. This is a 4-inch version. I've got 2.5. When things get hard, I find dropping the size works really well. Cheb rig again is great for that, because it means I can change the weight, I can change the hook really quickly, drop down from a 4-inch down to the 2.5 inch. And yeah, just one of the great things about the Cheb rig, I think. Cheb rig works really well with buoyant creature baits as well, like the TRD crawls. And of course you can use the Cheb rig with shads and stuff like that, but you know, I just tend to use them with creature baits. I do use creature baits an awful lot. Give the Cheb rig a go. Let me know down in the comments whether you fish the Cheb rig like that, or whether there are other rigs that you'd like to see, or other rigs that you use that you think are better than the Cheb rig. Let me know if you tie it up slightly differently. If you take the Cheb Rig out, catch a clonking great perch, then definitely let me know in the comments below. I think that's me for now then. As I say, don't forget to check out the carp fishing video that's going to drop in the next couple of weeks. How to catch winter carp with maggots. It was a great session, so I'm looking forward to sharing that with you. In the meantime, enjoy your fishing and be lucky.